Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Good morning, I'm Molly Hendrickson with the latest from Denver 7. Let's take a live look outside on this first alert action day. The snow heading our way could mean for a messy drive home for many of you. So we want to get right over to Lisa Hidalgo with a check of our forecast.
You cannot even see downtown Denver from that shot, and it's what, maybe a half a mile from that camera. We are in for, pretty rough commute later today. This morning, a lot of fog. We had some freezing fog and even a little hit of some light snow, but most of what we're seeing is going to be just the fog this morning. It's a cold start, teens this morning. We're briefly going to warm up into the upper 20s, but then it gets even colder this afternoon and evening, and snow is again going to develop later today. More accumulating snow expected. In fact, we could see about 2 to 5 inches for the metro area and northern Front Range by early tomorrow morning. Here's a look at the timing of that. The winds have been coming in out of the northeast. Gusty makes these temperatures feel more like single digits this morning, and by midday we'll start to see a little bit more snow developing here along the Front Range, filling in, covering more of the metro area for the evening commute, and then lasting through evening. By about midnight to 2 o'clock, things will start to taper off, but look at how much colder it gets. We're down to near 0 early tomorrow morning, and when you factor in a light wind, it's going to feel like about 10 to 15 below early Thursday morning. It's going to be a bitter cold start. Skies will gradually clear a bit. The mountains are going to pick up a little more light snow tomorrow afternoon, but then we're all going to see some clearing by Friday. From near 30 today, closer to 20 tomorrow. We'll see a little afternoon sunshine on Thursday and then plenty of sunshine by Friday. Heading into the weekend, Molly, this is going to feel pretty good. It's not 60s like we saw last weekend, but we'll be in the 40s Saturday and Sunday.
All right, thanks, Lisa. CDOT crews say they're concerned today's snowstorm moving through the mountains could cause more rocks to fall on I-70 in Glenwood Canyon. Contractors will be on scene again today evaluating the damage out there. CDOT says 3 rocks the size of Suburbans crashed down onto the highway early yesterday morning. One westbound lane through Glenwood Canyon remains closed this morning. CDOT says it could take weeks to repair highway walls. Overnight, a police chase in Littleton ended with a deadly crash. This happened at South Santa Fe Drive in Mineral. Douglas County deputies tell us they were chasing a stolen vehicle when it hit another car head-on at that intersection. Both people inside the car the suspect hit were killed. The sheriff's office says one suspect is in custody, but they're still looking for a second suspect. Deputies say they'll be investigating throughout the morning, and we'll update you as soon as we learn more.
I'm Eric Lufer at the state capitol. We've seen the changes in the past few months. Instead of just a male or female option on your driver's license or birth certificate, now there is an X designation. If the changes have already been made, then why take it to the legislature? Here's why. The changes already made are considered rule changes, but they are not state law. Today, there's a committee meeting on making it state law.
Now that we have pro-equality majorities in both the House, in the state Senate, and of course a pro-equality governor, this will be the bill. This will be the year that we see this bill get signed by our governor.
The committee meeting here at the state capitol is set for 1:30 this afternoon. I'm Eric Lufer, Denver 7.
And we know there are a lot of opinions on this proposed bill, and we plan to go 360 on this story later today right here on Denver 7. So share your thoughts on changing state law to make it easier for people to change their gender. You can always email 360@thedenverchannel.com. You can also reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter. Today, Denver's teachers union will take their message directly to Governor Jared Polis. They'll deliver between 500 and 1,000 letters to the governor asking he not intervene in their plans to strike. On January 22nd, the teachers union voted to strike over a lack of pay and other issues they've had with the latest contract. One day later, on the 23rd, the district asked the state to intervene on talks. The governor has until Monday, February 11th, to decide whether to step in or allow teachers to strike. Now, if the state does intervene, it could delay a possible strike for 6 months. Today, family, friends, and community members will come together to remember Dylan Redwine, who would have been 20 years old today. Friends and family will release 20 balloons at Dylan's memorial bench in Durango. They're also asking everyone to light a candle and turn your porch lights on in Dylan's honor. Investigators found partial remains in Dylan's skull near his dad's home in 2013 and 2015. Mark Redwine was arrested in July of 2017 on charges of second-degree murder and child abuse resulting in death. He has pleaded not guilty. He's awaiting trial. An exact trial date has not yet been set. It could come as early as June or July. If convicted, Mark Redwine faces 16 to 48 years in prison. This morning, Horsetooth Mountain is closed to the public because of increased mountain lion activity. Parks and wildlife officials made that decision after a mountain lion attacked a runner along the trail on Monday. They also noticed more big cats in the area during their investigation. We've learned the man, who is in his 30s, was prepared for an attack, having researched wildlife encounters in the past. He was able to suffocate the lion after it pounced on him, scratching and biting his face, back, and arms. He's now recovering from those injuries. And after that attack this morning, wildlife officials want to remind you about another danger: coyotes. Now through March is breeding season for coyotes, and that means you may be seeing more of them in your local parks, on trails, even in the middle of the metro area. And if you have a dog, be extra careful. Coyotes may see dogs as competition for food or prey.
If you have your dog with you and you see a coyote, one is it's always good to keep your dog on a leash if you're out on a walk. If it's out in your backyard, just know that a coyote can easily scale a 6-foot fence to get into your yard.
So Colorado Parks and Wildlife says if you see a coyote, make loud noises, wave your arms to get them to stay away from you. And like in the case of the mountain lion attack, if a coyote attacks you, fight back. The Douglas County School Board will now decide whether or not to fire a teacher over her controversial social media posts. Last night, the superintendent made a recommendation to the board asking they dismiss Michele Grissom. The Mountain Ridge Middle School teacher tweeted the identity of a Kentucky student who she thought was involved in a viral confrontation with a Native American. She even said he was training to be part of the Hitler Youth. The problem is, he wasn't even at that rally. Now, Grissom is entitled to a hearing before the school board decides on her future. No word yet on when that hearing might be. Colorado Democrats are pushing once again for the ban the box legislation. A new bill would only let employers ask about someone's criminal history after the initial application. Employers could still ask during an interview. A group of major companies is also giving people second chances. Walmart, IBM, Ford, and American Airlines announced they'd consider hiring people with criminal backgrounds. The Society for Human Resource Management is behind the initiative. It plans to track nearly 700,000 people who used to be locked up. They want to know how many got jobs and how many kept them. If the King Soopers in Centennial off Arapahoe Road is your go-to grocery store, well then listen up. The company is recalling refrigerated produce, mostly bags of salad dressings, and dips. There are concerns that these items were not properly refrigerated and they may have gone bad. Again, this is only affecting the King Soopers off Arapahoe Road near Holly. The items were sold only on February 4th. After a Contact 7 story, so many of you are reaching out to help an Air Force veteran who's battling stage 5 kidney disease. Today, a moving company has volunteered to help 63-year-old Les Thomas pack up his apartment. He's being evicted for not paying rent. He says he didn't pay it because he was in the hospital. A GoFundMe page has also been set up. So far, it's raised almost $13,000.
I'm just hoping for a miracle, basically, that somebody will have enough heart in them to say, hey, let's help this guy out. He's a veteran. He's done his part for us. I'm not asking for a handout. I'm just looking for a hand up. That's all I'm asking for.
The VA is helping Thomas find a new place to live, but so far he's been put on waiting lists. If you're looking for ways to help, we've posted more information right now on thedenverchannel.com. A company in Centennial is helping doctors in third world countries deliver babies. The nonprofit We Care Solar partnered with Aero Electronics in Centennial to make Suitcases. Now they're solar powered and they're bringing light to countries that don't have electricity. The cases cost about $3,000 to make, and they're now being used in healthcare facilities in 27 countries.
The Solar Suitcase is a complete off-grid solar electric system. It's able to run lighting, to run cell phone charging, to power just basic electronics like even a fetal Doppler, a small ultrasound machine, even a laptop in some situations.
So far, We Care Solar has 3,500 suitcases spread out around the world, and they're hoping to distribute 1,000 more this year. We're all guilty of binge watching our favorite TV shows every now and then, or every night for some of us. Well, new this morning, we're getting a look at the most popular show Coloradans are watching. According to the website How to Watch, South Park is the most streamed show in our state. The survey looked at the 4 major streaming platforms to put this list together: Netflix, Hulu, HBO Go, and Amazon's Prime. South Park is also the most streamed show in South Carolina. This has been your Denver 7 On Demand update. Thanks for joining us, and make sure you check back here later today for another update and download the free Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a great day.